Hey, living life. Hey, beautiful. Good morning. Sorry, I was trying to change an image because I had changed my mind. So I wanted to first, oh, let me turn on my microphone. It would help if I did that. Okay, I hope that makes my sound better. Good morning. Look, I need to take this off. I'm sitting up here looking like Jeffrey Epstein. Look, it's cold in here this morning. Shoot. The weather is changing so much. Good morning, everybody. Now, let me start from the top and come on down here. Hey, living life. Good morning, beautiful. Good morning, Kiara. Hey, handsome. Good morning, C. Mandy. Hey, beautiful. Hey, beautiful Tawana. Good morning to you. Good morning, Coffee. Good morning, user 229. Hey, JC Jammy. Good morning. Good morning, James. You say America loves our President Trump, and I love that he allows me to not listen to poor people like you, James. Bye. I knew I was smelling something. I was smelling a grown-ass man on his knees glutting for the president early this morning. Chill. Hey, Ida. Good morning. Good morning, Crystal. America needs to do something about that. America has an epidemic of men that are in love with men that deny that they love men. That's real shit. I don't think there's anything wrong with a man loving a man if that's what he's into. But I think it's an epidemic of men that are actually in love with men, do not like women, constantly pursuing women, and don't even like them. Yeah, and kids too, Eddie. Let's call that as a whole buck, okay? I'm like, folks, that's a big problem that nobody really wants. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make a note. I'm gonna trigger some folks today on TikTok. But there is an epidemic of men who do not like women. They just don't like women. I don't care what they say. They act like they don't like women. Good morning, dude. Good morning, Chris. I said good morning to you, Crystal. I'm not sure if I did, but good morning to you. Yeah, Mike Johnson's one of them. When he said that he had a accountability partner, I ain't never met no man that have another man responsible for what's in his trousers. Man, get out of here. I'm making a note. Yeah, I'm like, I see it all the time. I saw a video this morning. It's first thing when hey Hope, good morning, beautiful. Good morning, beautiful Roxy. When I first got, and good morning, user 934. And I don't know if I say good morning, dude, but good morning, dude. This morning, when I first got on TikTok, I ran into this boy's video. I don't want to call him a boy. He's a young man. And I ran into his video and he was taught, it was an older gentleman that was doing I forget what they call it. It's right on the tip of my tongue right now. But when they do those little videos where they are reacting to somebody else's video and you're talking about it, right? So the little young guy was all upset that Sierra changed Lil Future's last name to include Russell Wilson's name. And the little young guy was like, she all run through and this, that, and the other. And I was like, and I agreed with the gentleman. He said, this guy don't like women. He doesn't. That guy don't like women. Thank you, moderator. I had already booted James. James came right back. James is unemployed. You like that meme, Thompson? Jeffrey Epstein is with Trump every day. So this guy don't like women. And my thing is, now wait a minute. Sierra's the one that's run through, but Future got 7 kids and he ain't raising none of them actively. Wait a minute. Make it make sense to me. How is it that Future ain't run through? How? Exactly. Charlie, we haven't been blessed yet, beloved. Good morning, storyteller. I was like, are you kidding me? This is why there are so many men in America where there's an epidemic of men not having a woman. It's because you like fucking boys. You spend all your time worshiping fucking men. Get a boyfriend. Real talk. Because women are going to look at you funny having that much infatuation with what the hell another grown-ass man is doing. You look lame, okay? When I see that stuff, I'm always like, what the hell is... Those are men to me that I feel like they got daddy issues. And the gentleman who reacted to the young man's video, he made a great comment. He said, I think this guy is upset because his mama never found a Russell Wilson. His mama never found a Russell Wilson. And he was hoping that his mama would have found somebody, but he didn't. Would have found somebody, but he didn't. And thank you for mentioning that, whoever said that. Gilbert, aren't you the same James that we just booted 3 times? You so thirsty and pressed. You can't hang out with us. This is an exclusive club, beloved. That account got blocked too, baby. You can't hang here. This is exclusive. Good morning, Miss Sips Tea. All these conservative tears in my coffee cup early this morning. These weak-ass men in America are so upset, and it ain't all of them, it's a certain segment of them. Strong men don't worship other men. They don't do that. Because they would go, what the fuck I look like worshiping another grown-ass man? Are you kidding me? It's not my daddy. It's not my granddaddy. Yeah, I don't do that. Real men don't do that. Insecure men, men with daddy issues do that shit. Men that want to look strong, and they're hoping, right? They're hoping that they can look strong by talking shit on the internet. Y'all look like JD Vance, okay? It's not a good look. Now, let me stop for a second and say thank you to everyone for joining me this morning. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the engagement. Thank you for the likes and the shares. Don't forget that tapping is clapping. Please don't forget that, okay? Thank you so much for that. And if you could hit that copy link for me, that counts as a share. You say black people worship famous, yeah. GFS, why you care about what black people worship? That proves you ain't even black. See, that proves the excellence of black folk, because his ass is all up in business that ain't even his. See? Catch it. Catch that. My ass don't sit around worshiping entertainers and sports people. Speak for your fucking self. Stop speaking for other people. Like this morning, I got in my car and I turned on Morning Joe because I wanted to listen to Morning Joe, right? What did I hear on Morning Joe? I actually got happy. Eddie Glaude Jr. I don't know if y'all familiar with him. Eddie Glaude Jr., black guy that is on MSNBC sometimes, was on there. And he was talking about you. I said you. Thank you so much, J Fig. I see what you're saying. He was talking about how having the National Guard come into communities is triggering for a lot of Black of America, because we know how white America supremacy, how white supremacists have used the police and the military to attack Black communities. So, of course, Joe Scarborough felt attacked. Of course, Mike Barnacle felt attacked, but those fuckers, I've watched more than one time of them saying, maybe it's not that bad of an idea. So Eddie Glaude went all the way in this morning and making it clear it ain't a good idea. And under no circumstances. Y'all get out of here with that. So, of course, George Scarborough going to try to come back. I don't know who you're debating with you. And Eddie didn't back off of the shit with you. I love how people like Mike Barnacle and Joe Scarborough try to tell everybody else about their fucking communities. You don't live in none of those communities. You ain't never lived in any of those communities. How dare you tell us what our communities need? How about you send it to Nantucket? Y'all saw that article about Nantucket? Nantucket there's so many residents in Nantucket that are doing illegal substances that is tested in the sewage water. Send the National Guard there. Obviously, Nantucket has a prescription problem. Miss me with that shit. I was like, the nerve of this dude, man, talking with his privilege. He ain't never lived in none of those communities. I don't really watch MSNBC no more either. But I just happened to turn on there this morning and got lucky because Eddie Glaude Jr. was on there checking the hell out of Joe Scarborough's ass and Mike Barnacle. Hold up. We got another. We got that same guy we done booted multiple times. He just came back with another account. That one got booted too, beloved. Try again. I'm telling you, Ruthie Pie, if you're in the UK and y'all seeing it, y'all better get rid of that fire that is conservatism in your country soon, fast, and in a hurry. Conservatives are enemies of the state, in my humble opinion. Because I keep telling y'all, it's not just Trump. Yeah, don't watch that mess. I don't even watch it. Because you know how you hit people like Joe Scarborough? In their fucking pocket. In their fucking pocket. Joe Scarborough, MSNBC, was a big reason why Trump won the first time and the second time. And I stand by saying that shit. I stand by saying it. Because Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski, I will never forget when Hillary Clinton was running and she called MAGA deplorables. Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski made it their business to talk about that shit repeatedly. They acted like that was the worst thing that you could say about anybody. That's how they acted. And I was like, not having it. Not having it. I just blocked somebody that I think is MAGA. Come back with your real account. Be brave. You're not allowed in here with your fake account. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Travelholic. I love that name. Yep, they went down to kiss the ring after Trump has said that stuff about Joe Scarborough's wife. Proving conservative men, they don't really like their wives. Because ain't no fucking way a man that loves his wife, you can talk about his wife like that and he not, every time he see you with some on-site shit. You understand? Ain't heard nothing. Hey, move on. Move on. You're not allowed here. If I blocked all your other accounts, move on, beloved. You're not allowed here. This is an exclusive club. Yep. I remember when Morning Joe came back and said they kissed the ring and thought that would mean something. I watch from time to time to watch people like Eddie Glaude Jr. drag the fuck out of him and Mika and Mike Barnacle. That's why I watch. For them to get fucking dragged. Because they're fakes and they're phonies. And as much as not Mark Barnacle, as much as Joe Scarborough likes to say he used to be a Republican, he is still a Republican in his mind, in his spirit, and in his soul. I don't listen to that man. I don't trust that man. That man is full of shit. And I'm going to do a video about it today because I am sick of his privileged ass trying to tell all the rest of us what's good for our communities. Mind you, why don't you have him send it to that raggedy ass Florida? Where that you from? Florida got more crime than anybody. No, Mike Barnacle was agreeing with Joe Scarborough. So fuck Mike Barnacle too. Mike Barnacle don't live in none of them communities. And while I do like a lot of things that Mike Barnacle says, just because I like stuff that you say, doesn't mean I'm not going to call out when you say things that don't make sense. Especially when you're putting black people, people of color at risk with your bullshit. Oh yeah, I saw it MGD. I was listening to it this morning on Morning Joe in my car. And that ain't the first time I heard Mike Barnacle agree with Joe Scarborough when it comes to sending in the National Guard specifically to DC. Fuck these people. They come into DC and come into these communities. I'm not saying DC don't have no crime. Shit, it ain't got no different crime than Kentucky, Kansas, Arkansas, Memphis, Tennessee. But don't nobody want to talk about that. Shit, all you got to do is read the paper to read about all the fucking crime in Florida. Florida man that's a joke that we say, but people say Florida man joke because it's always some crazy shit happening in Florida. But you want to send the National Guard to DC? Man, get out of here. So now I took that to me as a sign of disrespect. I am born, bred, and raised in DC. So that bothered me. Especially because the National Guard is at Union fucking Station. Really? So you sent the Guard in to protect where white people are. Man, get the out of here. I don't have no respect for people that talk like that. None. None. Oh, of course Trump don't want to report DV. But I'm not surprised. You know why? Republicans don't want to report it either. I'm telling folks, it's not just Donald Trump. It's the entire Republican Party. It's the whole apparatus. The whole thing. Don't think it's just Trump. It's not just Trump. Because understand, Trump is only able to do everything he can do because Congress won't do their job. And who is Congress? Republican Congress. They won't do their job. Period. They won't do their job. But if Congress actually did their jobs, guess what? Trump wouldn't be able to impose tariffs. You wouldn't have to pay so much more just to function. But you're paying more to function because Congress won't do their fucking job. And that's because Republicans are complicit in the stuff that Trump is doing. You better make it your business to make sure that Republicans are never sent back to Washington. Yep, Congress is allowing Trump to be a dictator. Jason, we already done booted you, beloved. Go get a job, beloved. Go get a job. You could have been working out, but you keep coming here, so I keep booting you. Stop wasting your mama's internet, sir. Stop wasting your mama's internet coming back here because I'm going to boot you every time. I don't know how many accounts you got, but I can tell you have 0 jobs. It's no fucking way you work and you just keep coming back. Keep coming back. You say, because if it was a black man, it fits their narrative. That's true, TZ. That's true, TZ. Thank you so much, Army Vet. I appreciate that. And you say Republicans will not be afraid of Trump after they lose their seats. I'm 50-50 on it. Part of me goes, Republicans have seen other Republicans lose seats. Think about it. They just saw a Republican lose in Iowa, which is a big damn deal. Which is a big damn deal. Hey, Freedom. Now, I'm giving you a little bit of time. Mods, don't touch him, because I could be wrong. Now, Freedom, I'm giving you a little bit of time. You say, of course, color is an issue. Explain, beloved. I'd love to hear, because I don't understand. I want to make sure I understand your context. No. This picture is when Trump was a FBI informant. That was supposedly, I'm thinking that was the disguise he would have had. That stuff that's on his lip is all the lies he's told. So that's how I see it. That's how I see it. You know, that's all the lies that have been told. That's what that mustache is. He called himself, he's like, I was coming to hang out with this guy named Jeffrey Epstein. What's your name? Tom. My name is Tom. Oh, you thought it was John Miller. Listen, I know what you mean there. Everybody won't catch the reference. Caught it. You know. But Republicans haven't awakened when that person in Iowa lost their seat a couple weeks ago. I'm telling you, Republicans are not going to wake up because they're betting on always being able to remain in control. And that's a fact. They're counting on gerrymandering. And I wouldn't be surprised if they don't try to fix elections in some way. Let me explain something to y'all about Republicans. They love projection. If they're accusing you of something, they either have done it, will do it, or thinking about doing it. Understand that. That's why Trump was so upset in the first election and accused everybody of cheating. Right? That's why he accused everybody of cheating. Right? Because he couldn't believe even after he cheated, he still lost. Elon made sure the second time that wasn't going to happen. See? I love that, Crystal, the old occupation. And I want to be clear. Freedom, you never answered my question. So since you never answered me, I'm going to boot you because I'm going to assume I was right. My spidey senses was right. You came in with that shit, talking the shits, trying to be vague, but my ass ain't vague. I read books. So, bye-bye. Like, y'all don't have to come to this live. I do want to tell you, though, following this live, because I keep this live going till about 10:30. Then I do an hour-long live over on my Patreon, which is unfiltered, filtered. That's where we get to talk about the stuff that I really like to talk about that I can't talk about on TikTok without catching a strike. The link is in my bio. I mean, in my profile. Come on over and check it out. We had a great conversation yesterday. I'm giving everybody a free preview on my lives over on Patreon because I want to make sure that I keep the trolls out of there. So come on over and check it out. We'll be over there today at 10:30. Thank you all so much. And if you could keep tapping that like button, because tapping is clapping. And keep hitting that copy link button, even if you don't send it to anybody. That just counts as a share for me. Now, I want to tell y'all about a couple of things that are going on with the news about what's happening. Now, I know, did y'all see that news about the Trump birthday letter? Thank you all so much. I appreciate you. I really, really do. I appreciate you. Did y'all see that stuff about the Trump birthday letter? I did post it yesterday in the Patreon chat because I don't think that I can post it on TikTok without maybe catching a strike. So I didn't. Go check it out. I did put it over there. I'm trying to see. I don't see it. Hold on. Let me refresh. I don't see it. I put it in there yesterday. Okay. Well, oh, I did. I put it as a reply to Miss Thompson's stuff. So I'm gonna, what I'll do is I'll save the message and then just put it in there right now so y'all can see it. I didn't realize that I was still up under your message, Mrs. Thompson, when I had saved that. So I'm about to add it up there now, and y'all can see it in the chat on Patreon because I'm pretty sure I cannot post it here on TikTok. Yeah, I just posted it in there because of the silhouette. So there's something going on. So y'all saw, now remember, Trump said that birthday letter was a hoax. Remember, some Republicans said it was a hoax. Fast forward, Congress releases the birthday letter. It's not a hoax. It's not a hoax. Now, I'm going to read to you some of the contents of that letter. It says, there must be more to life than having everything. Yes, there is, and I'll tell you what it is. Nor will I, since I also know what it is. We have certain things in common, Jeffrey. A pile is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday. And it says, I can't read it one piece, but it says, may every day be another wonderful secret. What secret? You understand? It's right in everybody's fucking faces, man. It's right in everybody's faces. He had a birthday card that he wrote up for Jeffrey Epstein, and he drew a silhouette of a woman's body or somebody's body that, you know what I'm saying. That's not a coincidence. That meant he knew what his friend was doing. Because why else would you do that? That's too coincidental. Exactly, Treasy. And he wrote it when he had no reason to write it. You understand? Pay attention. Donald Trump is going to try to throw up everything he can to normalize this. It's not okay. I didn't even get to the second page. I'll look at the second page, Tony, because I didn't even realize it was a second page. Yep, and sign his name in that very not coincidental spot. Like I said, there are no coincidences. You understand? There are no coincidences. I want people to wake up to what's happening. Your government is normalizing abusing children. The Republican Party is helping to normalize it. I told y'all the Republican Party got skeletons in their closet too. And they ain't really even in the closet because it's public information about all of them that's been caught up in stuff with underage folk. People got to wake up. Yep. And Trump, you're absolutely right, Zarvis. Trump not releasing the files is just creating more of a situation where all of us are going, what are you trying to hide? Because if you ain't got nothing to hide, don't hide nothing. Yep. You saw how they released a Bill Clinton letter to Jeffrey Epstein. It's like, I'm fine with releasing it. Hey, Amor, good morning. Hey, Sinopa, good morning, beautiful. I'm fine with them releasing that. You know why? Expose anybody that was caught up in this shit. I don't care. I don't care. Expose them all. Expose them all. One of those little young, listen, I can't say it here. I'll talk about that in my Patreon later because TikTok, they funny. I want to be careful. Yes, because we are not, girl. What you talking about, Blanca? Blanca, you have something to say? Let's show Blanca's comment. Blanca says, yes, because we are not in cults. I agree. I'm not in a cult. I know it's not okay. Now, something else I want to tell y'all, because we talking about a couple things. Marjorie Taylor Greene, when it comes to this, y'all going to be surprised. Listen, I'm going to play some audio for you. Marjorie Taylor Greene is here for the shits on this. She done found something to sink her teeth into, right? Marjorie Taylor Greene done found something that she can sink her teeth into and get her some traction. And she said she ain't going nowhere. And Marjorie's mad. And it makes me wonder if she has had something happen in her life. And because of that, this is a trigger for her. And she's not willing to just let it ride, even though she's usually one of those people that tend to be the opposite when it comes to Trump. Listen to what Marjorie has to say about that Epstein list, or that list of predators, right? That the victims are saying that they can come up with. Watch this. Listen to this, rather.
Jeffrey Epstein's home and the places they went with him, they saw the most powerful people in the world in his pictures, and they saw him with those people. Can you imagine how terrifying it would be to name names like that? These are some of the richest, most powerful people in the world that could sue these women into poverty and homelessness. Yeah, it's a scary thing to name names, but I will tell you, I'm not afraid to name names. And so if they want to give me a list, I will walk in that Capitol on the House floor and I'll say every damn name that abused these women. I can do that for them. And I'd be proud to do it. Now, another thing, this is not about politics. And this is a boiling point in American history where the American people, just like Roe just said, there's become two Americas. There's the America for the rich and the powerful and the elite, where they never face any struggles or problems. And then there's forgotten America that faces all the problems and deals with all the issues and never gets justice for being sexually assaulted and raped by...
Okay, let me stop. I forgot she says that. I won't get myself in trouble. See, a broken clock is right at least twice a day. A broken clock is right at least twice a day. Yeah, I believe that she also, too, was a victim, Rob, because there's something here that's a trigger for her, where she's like, I'm not willing to walk away from this, unlike Nancy Mace, who admits that she was a victim of it, that's still riding with Trump on this shit. Nancy Mace is refusing to believe victims. That's how much of a dark place Nancy is in. That's how much of a cultist and tribalist she is. She ain't letting up. But on this issue, I would have to say, I agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, Alexia, you make a great point. I don't trust her ass either. I don't trust Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't trust her. But I do think that because she stood out here and said this in front of the victims, she is not just going to release Democratic names. because the blowback that this woman would get on playing with those victims would be too much. You understand? Exactly, Cool Beans. Marjorie sounds triggered to me. Like something in this triggered her, where she went, oh, hell no. See, she's a woman first. She's a woman first before she's a Trumper. So that's how I see it. Yep, the story is being written every day, Marsha. You say you're tired of everything? Well, let me help you go rest, Marsha. Bye. Marsha, Marsha, Marsha. Don't forget to write, Marsha. You only had 163 followers. I figured you were up to no good, beloved. Bye. And just understand, if you send the black ones, I boot them too. Being black doesn't give you a pass with me, okay? All right? I watch. I pay attention to what happens here. Because this is my space. I curate it. So you can come in with the shits if you want to. Just pull up a chair and be quiet and chill. Don't come in with that stuff. Because when you come in with that stuff, I'm going to send you out with it too. Okay? Bye, beloved. She tried it. I told you, conservative woman can't do shit for me but cook something for me. Make me a sandwich. Go wash some clothes or something. Go have a baby. Not by me, because I can't make you no babies. I'm a whole woman, but go have a baby by somebody. You have a good day too, Rob. Hey, Nessa Bessa, good morning. But I'm just like, I'm over that. But I agree that I think that Marjorie Taylor Greene is also, she's been triggered. You know, she's been triggered. And so in many ways for her, that's why she's talking about it. Because which side do you really want to be on with this? Do you really want to attack the victim? You know, do you really? Or do you want to listen? Because my thing is, we're not talking 1, 2, 3. Look at all the people. And remember, Donald Trump said, remember when he was running the first time and that guy was interviewing him, he says, they'll let you do it. Grab them by the meow. They'll let you do it. Remember that. And you can do it even if they don't want you to. He's telling you who he is. And you know what was even more interesting? The other day when he was talking about DC and the mayor, he said kind of the same thing again in another way about something else. He says, yeah, we just gonna come in and do it whether she wants us to do it or not. Who talks like that? Y'all better wake up. Thank you so much, Alexia. I appreciate that, beautiful. Y'all better wake up. This is not normal conversation. This is not how normal people talk. I ain't never heard no man say that. Man, you gonna get it whether you want it or not. What? I ain't never heard no man talk like that. And if a man did talk like that around me, I would not feel safe. I would go, that man is not safe for women. You understand? So that's why when I see these things, I go, why is America trying to pretend they don't see it? Because it's somebody you like. So that tells me in their regular personal life, the children around them aren't safe. Because if somebody they know is doing something inappropriate with kids, they're going to ignore it. Because they don't want to challenge the people that they like. They only want to challenge the people they don't like. That's it. That's weird. That's not healthy to think in that way or to behave in that way. That's not okay. But that's what conservatives, not just Donald Trump, Republican Party is normalizing. And the bulk of them are men. So shouldn't you wonder about what's happening in those communities that they come from? If they're going to ignore it in the president, who else would they ignore it in? You got Matt Gaetz. You got Jim Jordan. You had Dennis Hastert. And the list goes on and on and on. Y'all, where there is smoke, there is also fire. Say it again. A man who talks about his daughter in the way that Trump has talked about his own child. These are not coincidences. This is somebody announcing who they are. When is America going to wake up to that? That says something about what we are as a damn society, man. Real talk. It says something about the hypocrisy that is America. America was so upset with Sharia law, radical Islam. I've been telling y'all from the beginning, radical Christianity is the thing you need to be afraid of in America, not radical Islam. Radical Christianity has more impact on your life than any fucking Muslim. And that's real stuff. I call them crisis. You know how you have ISIS on the other side? The Christian right, the hardcore evangelicals, I call them crisis. They ain't no different. They treat women like second-class citizens. Women are seen as nothing but reservoirs to create and have more babies. Men are in charge of everything. You don't question men. And you don't question God. How's that any different than radical Islam? See, all of Islam ain't radical. All of the Muslim religion is not radical. Say it again. Or call them Al-Qaeda. Yeah, I've heard them called Al-Qaeda. I love the Al-Qaeda. But you got to pay attention if y'all don't pay attention and catch the similarities. The Christian right don't have no respect for women. Feel like women should be seen, not heard. How is that any different than radical Islam? The very thing Americans claim they didn't like. Ooh, I like Meal Team 6. I got to keep that. Especially since the government keeps advertising about joining the reserves. I'm going, have you seen these people? How? They ain't got the bodies to be joining no, they can't do PT. They can't do PT. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Yep, radicalism is bad no matter what religion is propping. And the thing is, the Republican Party infuses religion with their politics. So you don't question them and you just obey and submit to them. Oh, poor Dean Cain. He should have just kept trying to, well, he can't be Superman anymore. He had too much belly for that. And he was never that great of an actor. But obviously Dean Cain joined ICE because bruh needed money. What they say, Dean said the rent is due and I ain't got it. I can't shake it strange for a little piece of change because I can't even keep, you know what I'm saying? I didn't keep my nice figure. I'm not tight in the, look, he's now thick in the waist, but he's not cute in the face. No, we're not interested in that. That dad bod, listen, we like a good dad bod, but not that dad bod. I know, yeah, he's Japanese trying to cosplay as a white guy. It goes right back to immigrants. When you immigrate to America, I'm going to give you a piece of advice, a couple of pieces of advice. Get you some black friends. Real shit. And you need to have black friends so your black friends can explain to you about white supremacy in America. So you can understand how racism works here. So you can understand it's not like any other country. Racism is different in America because America has racism and America has nationalism. It has two things. It has two things. Because see, you can be white and they still hate you because you're not an American. See, that's why it's important for you to understand there are levels to this shit. And for a lot of immigrants that migrate to America, they instantly want to get white aligned. But you don't understand there are levels to this shit. There are levels. And until you fall into remembering that there are levels to it, you're going to stay running into problems. Yep. Oh, so you did, Alexa? Yep, that's how you learn. When you grow up in Black communities, Black people are going to teach you about racism because they want you to see it, even if you're not Black, so you can have an understanding of it. If you're white, so you can have an understanding of how the system will use you to oppress other people. And if you're non-Black, so you understand that you still will never get the level of what you're looking for from white supremacy. It's not going to happen. So trying to play white adjacent and oppress other people that look like you ain't going to help you either. You're going to end up in the same boat with the people that you're trying to oppress. Say it again, cool beings, but they can't see the forest for the trees. Oh, you never understood it until you moved to New Mexico? Yep. When you see it, you just like, huh? But there are a lot of immigrants that as long as they're not Black, they are happy. Hell, you even got Black immigrants that come here. Listen, I'm going to have to talk about it. I'm going to have to say it. You got Africans that come here from the continent of Africa, right? Who think they better than Black folks that's in America? Because they think they different. They think it's us, right? Doing too much, hanging on to the past. It's like, you don't get it either, beloved. But you will. You better get yourself some Black African American friends when you migrate to America. Because if you don't get yourself no Black friends that are born and raised in America that can explain the system to you and show it to you so you can really see it, you're going to have a problem. You're going to be trying to be adjacent too. Until that system bites you too and reminds you of who you are. Because see, they'll let you cosplay up until they're ready to remind you on who you are. Look at Indian Americans, and I don't mean Native Americans. I mean Indian Americans, people from India that migrated here to America. They got caught up in the white adjacent shit, wanting to be white adjacent. And that's because India has its own colorism issues. You know what I'm saying? India has its own colorism issues. We know that. We know that. India got its own issues. But you can't bring that shit here and think that it's going to allow you to have a level of acceptance in white supremacy. It's not. You're still not white. No matter how fair-skinned you are, they can tell by your hair. They can tell by your accent. Even if you don't have an accent, they can tell. Trust me. If they can't tell nothing else, they can tell who's not one of them. They're really good at that. For the most part. They can't tell when folks are passing. It's hard to tell when people can pass. But if you ain't passing, beloved, you need to wake the fuck up. You're not one of them. Oh, man. Listen, I saw something. I was looking, I think it was at Midas Touch. Yeah, I was watching Midas Touch yesterday because I was watching about a news story that he had mentioned. And I don't think most people realize this. Hold on, let me find it because I want to see that screen cap where he mentioned it. Where in a nutshell, you know how they talk about all these job losses and all this other stuff? We have had an increase in foreign nationals, like increase in people from other countries that are getting jobs here versus Americans. Americans have had job losses, not increases, losses. I'm trying to see if I can find it. Okay, that's not the one. Hold on. It's the other one. Job losses. Trump isn't putting Americans to work. He's still making sure that people from other countries get more work than we do. He's still making sure of that. Hold on, I'm trying to find the stat. Because I saw the stat yesterday and was like, the hell? Here it is. There it is. Okay. So native-born workers to the United States have lost 560,000 jobs. Foreign-born workers have gained 50,000 jobs. See, because most of those jobs that were created last month, those 20,000, 22,000 jobs, remember we didn't get many jobs? Most of them were low-wage or part-time jobs. Right. Full-time jobs, Americans have lost 360,000 full-time jobs in August, but added 600,000 part-time jobs. The fuck? I don't know about y'all, but ain't nobody trying to work 6 part-time jobs. I'm not, to get full-time money. Thank you so much, Travelholic. I appreciate that. Nobody's looking to do that. Rich people want you to do it, though, because they want you to work harder and get less from it. What does Trump think about the Hyundai and GA? I think he thinks it's fine. Y'all saw me put up a video about that this morning because I went digging on that yesterday. And the lady who reported, it was a lady who made the call to ICE. She made the call to ICE, right? Thank you so much, Travelholic, for the subscription. I appreciate that, beautiful. I appreciate the support. Thank you so much. She called ICE to report this plant. Now, those workers from South Korea in there, they were here on a program. The government knew they were there. The government knew. The government knew. Yet she called anyway. She was being a whole Karen in other people's fucking business. Now, she says she did it because she heard that they were in unsafe working conditions. She's a fucking liar. Yep, she's running for election. She did it for fucking attention. So now that plant is still shut down in Georgia. So not only is she getting those South Korean workers deported, because South Korea is bringing their workers back home, she took jobs away from Americans. Thank you, girl. See, that's what happens when you don't mind your fucking business. That's why you need to mind your business and get your own business. So now she done took jobs away because she's probably running somewhere in Georgia. So whoever runs against her needs to be they need to remind voters of Georgia, hell, she's a job killer. She already took your job. And if she did that much, yep, over 9,000 jobs. If she took that many jobs as a private citizen, imagine what she'd do as your elected official. You don't want to vote for her. She don't care about you. That is exactly the problem. Thank you so much, Treezy. I appreciate that. These are how conservatives are. I told y'all conservatives destroy communities. They destroy businesses. They take money out of your family's mouths, out of your pockets. They take food out of your fridge, off your table. And that is the truth. This is why I keep saying Trump is not the only problem here. Republicans are also the problem. And until you stop voting for them, stop sending them to Washington to just get rich, because that's all they're here for. Yep. Hyundai was doing something. You know what's going to happen? I wouldn't even be surprised. I know what I would do as I was Hyundai. I would shut down all my plants in America. Sure would. I would stop selling Hyundais to Americans. That's what I would do. And if you're an American and you've had a Hyundai, you know them some damn good cars. Okay? You can drive a Hyundai, a Honda, a Toyota till the fucking wheels fall off. Literally. Those are some durable cars. Do you understand me? They are durable. I wouldn't mind moving to Korea, but I need to know that they ain't gonna be racist against me because I'm black. See, that's the thing. When you black, you gotta be careful. You got a 2007 that's still running. I believe it. That's the thing about it. I remember I had a Mazda 626 that had over 250,000 miles on that blicky before it finally gave out for good. Okay? Oh, yeah, well, then I ain't going there, Army vet. Because I be done cussed them people. I be done caught me a case over there. I be done snatched somebody and done shifted their asshole. So I can't, if that's the case, that's not a place I need to be. See, I'm not interested in being anywhere where people gonna act funny because I'm black. Because then they gonna get all this fucking blackness real fast. Because I'll be like, man, fuck you too. Like, listen. So I gotta be someplace where I'm gonna be respected. You understand? I like you too, Eduardo. Thank you for being here. But if I was Hyundai, I would pull all my shit out of America and shut it all down. I would pride myself on being fucking petty. Yep. I would pride myself on being fucking petty. And maybe it's just me, but that's what I would do. Because again, Americans don't believe their shit stinks. So what I would do is I would take their jobs. Yep. I would take their jobs and force those same Americans to find other jobs. Because you ain't going to find no job as good as working in a fucking automotive plant if that's where you work. When you count the benefits and the pay, shit. Say it again, Mrs. Thompson. The DC girl will jump out on me so fast. Like, the fuck? They're considering pulling the plug in that new plant. Oh, they going to pull the plug on that. I would. Because at the end of the day, what's going to happen is, in order to build plants like that, they're going to have to bring over some of their people. You feel me? They have to bring over some of their people. Why? Because their people are going to know how to build that stuff properly. That's why. Their people are going to know how to build it properly. That's why. And I said what I said. Americans don't, right, they come to teach. Now it ain't nobody there to teach how to make it. That's the thing. Hold up for a second, y'all. I saw Brandon when he came in. I guess he thought that he was going to be able to stick around. No, sir. I'm quick-witted, baby. I am quick-witted and quick with it with the block. Not here, beloved. Go talk to somebody who cares. I'm not one of, I told you, I don't care about the opinions of MAGA. That is not, I do not go, ooh, tomorrow when I talk on live, I'm really going to listen to MAGA because I care about them. Says nobody. I don't care. File that under shit that I never have cared about. Yep, Hyundai should move their plant to Canada or Mexico. That would be beautiful, wouldn't it? Yeah, move their plant to Canada or Mexico. That would be a better place for it to be. Go to places where they like immigrants. Go to places that they're going to respect your business, where you ain't got to worry about big government busting in and trying to take over your life. See, conservatives have been lying to y'all for decades, but y'all wasn't paying attention. Remember they told you they're the party of small government? Remember they told you they're the party of states' rights? Then how come when the federal government is now busting into cities and states, you don't hear no conservative talk about states' rights no more? States' rights was a way of denying you access to health care. Instead of taking that Medicaid expansion, they wanted to be able to say it's our right not to take things we don't want. It was their way of starving you from having the things that you and your family needed. Now you get it now? It's bullshit. Conservatives are fakes and frauds. They're extremely selfish. And they're not Christians. Yeah, I said it. They're not even religious. You can't love God and do the things these people do. Impossible. They don't love God, they love money. They love power. That's what they love. Want me to tell you how I know Christy Nome ain't no Christian? Because she's head of DHS. Shouldn't she be at home baking cookies? Shouldn't she be having babies? She got a job, an important job. That she ain't no fucking Christian woman, not according to conservative principles. Her ass should be baking shit. But instead she walking with a big ass gait like she's some guy or something. Got me asking questions. Are you trans, my lady? Why you walking with your legs so spread out like that? What are we doing? And why you got this vest on everywhere you go? Ain't nobody looking for you. Like, are you serious? Yeah, I call it out. It gets on my fucking nerves. She trying to act like a man. I thought you were a woman, beloved. Why are you trying to act like a man? You know? What is she doing? Trying to show she tough. Why is she not showing that she's soft, tender, and feminine? MAGA's full of shit. And that's why I make it my business to pull their cards. Say it again, Amore. She make my ass itch too. She get on my nerves because she's fake and she's phony. Like that Susan Collins. You know, she loved to shake her head. I am concerned. What you gonna do because you so concerned, beloved? You gonna write a strongly worded letter, Susan? She ain't gonna do a damn thing because Susan Collins got money. So she's never gonna do nothing. That's why I tell y'all, don't argue with MAGA. Out-troll them. I do it in my lives every damn day. I do it on my videos every day. They pop on my videos. I know they're gonna get triggered. Delete. Every so often I'll talk to one or two of them. I even delete their shit on my Instagram. They come on my Instagram, I delete shit over there too. I delete shit on YouTube too. Because if you got time, I got fucking time too. I got time too. Y'all got to learn to start. Listen, you know why Gavin Newsom has made traction? Because he's giving them the same shit that they give out and they can't handle it. The real snowflakes, the real soft folks are conservatives. It's easy to be a bully when ain't nobody fighting you back, right? When ain't nobody fighting you back, it's not a problem. When ain't nobody fighting you back. But when somebody starts fighting you back, then it starts being a problem. It starts being a problem. Then they start going, you're being so mean. No, I'm not. I'm keeping it fucking real. I'm matching your energy. What they say, anybody want to match my freak? I will. So be careful about how you move with me. Because I will match your shit. I will not only see you with your energy, I will raise you another level and expect you to take the challenge. Because if you want to go there, I can go there too. See, that's part of the problem. People don't like to go there. Shit, I go there. I'll go there. Then no complaints out of me. I go there real fucking quick. Because some people you have to. That's the only way they change. Because they act like toddlers. Think about it. It's like dealing with children. If a child keeps hitting you, a little toddler, and they keep hitting you, and they keep hitting you, you keep saying stop, and they keep doing it. You know when that child stopped? When you hit them back. They're even shocked that you did it. Like, oh, I can't believe you hit me. Well, you hitting me? You hit me? Now, I didn't hit you as hard as you hit me, but I hit you hard enough for you to understand how it feels to get hit. You didn't like it. They stopped doing it then. This is why I keep saying when liberals get back in power, I don't want to hear no shit about where we're not going to be like them. I don't want to hear that because you better be like them in some ways. Yep. Punish those fucking conservative states. Yup. Stop giving up so much fucking disaster relief to conservative states. Hey, they letting Trump do it the other way around. Why y'all not doing it? Donald, you wouldn't hit Big Mama. I wouldn't hit my mama. My mama would have hit back. See, that's my mother teaches children very fast. I remember when my little cousin spit on my mother. I think the little boy, I think he was like 3 or 4 at the time. My mama spit right in his face and smeared it all in his face. And she said, you don't like it. And he was like, hey, he started crying. She said, you don't like being spit on, do you? Being spit on isn't fun, is it? I bet you won't spit no more. Shit, my mama ain't play that shit. My mama ain't play that shit. She like, listen, you better teach these children some fucking manners or I'll teach them. I'll teach them. But they not going to come up in my space and be disrespectful to me. My mother was very big on that. She said, you bring your child over my house, I spank children, and I spank yours too. And if you don't want me to touch your child, you better leave your fucking child at home. Because as soon as they do something, because my mother was not big on a lot of talking. Like, she'll talk to you and tell you to stop doing something, but you only got a certain amount of chances to be told to stop doing something. Next step, it's time to implement something so that you remember to stop doing the shit. Because maybe my mother would love to say, maybe I'm speaking in jazz and you can't hear me because I'm talking jazz. So when she need to, though, she say, when I need to, I'll get a little hip hop since you can't understand jazz. And then maybe when I get a little bit of hip hop in me and I start speaking hip hop, then maybe you'll learn to understand my jazz from that point forward. We learn to understand. Mama didn't have to say nothing. She just look at you like I know you fucking lying. Now, I know you know better. I think we all understand what the look is. My dad, he really didn't like doing the spankings. My father was the type that would cry when he spanked you, as he was spanking you. My mother didn't do that shit. Mama never cried. Dad would be like, I don't really want to do this. My mother would be like, give me that shit. If you don't want to do it, I'm about it. Come here. That was the difference. But my mother got to a point, she didn't even have to spank us because we knew consequence. And it wasn't, she didn't always just spank. She would punish you, take things away from you that you liked so that you would not do things. My mother was very good on reprogramming. Oh, we had the same parents? Listen, my mother was good on reprogramming. Okay? Real good. She didn't play that. And I never forgot the thing that my mama told me. I think I was 13 or 14 years old. And I forgot what I did, but I tried to run some game on her. And she caught me like she always would. And she looked at me and my mama said, let me explain something to you. Stop trying to run game on me because I am smarter than you on my worst day. I was like, damn. You can't win that. There was no winning that. None. When she said that to me, it was like, that shit stayed with me. That's why I still remember it. I still remember, like, I can see the scene in my mind where we were in the house when she told it to me. Because that shit stuck with me like, damn. Because I was always like, how the fuck does this lady always seem to know when I'm up to no good? And my mother's point was, you act like I always been grown. I was a child too. I know what it's like to try to run game, try to play. I know what it's like. You just not no good at it. My mom would say, quick, you just not good at it. So stop doing things that you're not good at. Stay in your lane. It's like, damn, this lady don't let me do nothing. But she was right. I wasn't about that type of life. I was also raised by a mother that said, listen, if you're going to be stupid, you got to be tough, right? If you are going to be stupid, you have got to be tough. Why? Because if you get yourself in some shit, you already know I don't do that putting money on nobody's books. We don't do that here. I don't put no money on your books. I don't put no money towards no lawyer. You on your own because you've been raised not to be a part of none of that shit. So if you make a decision to do those things, you on your own. Yep, no visitation either. You on your own if that's what you choose to do. Because I don't do jail. It was like, damn. So for me, I was always mindful. And I'm of the same mindset. I don't do jail. I don't do prison. And I remind my children of that. You can be stupid and get yourself caught up in something if you want to. I will not be the mama sitting in the courtroom crying, talking about my baby. How can I say? Not me. I'll be like, oh, well, I bet you won't do that shit no more. But you were equipped with the tools so you would know better. and you still chose to do something different. That's how I was raised. I don't do no jail. I don't do no prison. Because I already know inherently something in me. I'm one of those people, if I had to be a part of something like that, I'm going to be bad. Like I was telling my husband the other day, I was like, I couldn't have been a cop. I'm glad I never even thought about that. And he was like, why? I say, because you know what? I think I would have been a dirty cop. Listen. And when I say dirty, I mean I would have used my powers to lean on criminals. Just pulling people over. Put up. Hello, officer. Why'd you pull me over? I pulled you over because it looked like you riding dirty. Now, I don't know if you really are, but you look like you are. Oh, I see that paraphernalia. Give me that in the car. And give me this money, because this looked like money you was using to be a street pharmacist. I'm going to put this in my pocket. My baby needs a new G.I. Joe with a Kung Fu grip. If I see you around here again, I'm going to pull your ass over again. You understand? I be straight Alonzo. Listen. I know I would be Alonzo. That's why I couldn't be no cop. You understand? Because I know me. I couldn't be no cop. But I also know I'm not built for jail. So I would be always afraid about being caught. You know what I mean? So I couldn't be no cop. Then I couldn't be no firefighter. Right? Because firefighters run into burning buildings. You know? Something's happened and firefighter comes up. Oh, we got to run in there and save those people. I would be the one firefighter like, hold on. Wait. Slow the fuck down. I signed up for the pension and the good pay. Nobody said I had to run in and rescue people. When did that happen? You mean to tell me I'm required to risk my life for people I don't even know? Oh, no, I didn't sign up for that. Okay? I didn't sign up for that. I can't, that's why I can't be a firefighter either. You know how you know yourself? I know me. So I never tried to be a firefighter. Great pensions, great jobs. But I'm not really beat for running into places, saving people I don't even know. That's not how I'm built. I'm built to call 911, not be a part of it. Right? I realized early on I couldn't be a teacher. Because as much as I love children, I'm a lot like my mama when it comes to people's kids. So I would be real quick. Jamal, didn't I tell you shut your little garbage mouth? Listen, you can tell your mama that I said it. You say something else, I'm going to snatch you up. And you can go home and tell your little bald head mama too. I'll snatch her when she come here too. That's why I can't be no teacher. I couldn't be no teacher. Because soon as their mama come up to the school talking stuff, I would be like, if you parented your children the way you chase those government benefits, you would actually not have to be up here talking to me right now. The principal would be in my classroom every week. You can't say that. Well, then you should fire me. Because if you keep me in this building, I'm going to keep saying it. Right. I can't be a teacher. I know me. Right? I also can't work in customer service. I did that one time in my life. Once. When I say customer service, meaning like front facing with like an everyday walk the street customer. Nope. One time I did that and determined that shit ain't for me. Because I don't believe the customers are always right. Not me. I'll say real fast. Bitch, if you don't get away from my fucking register with all this bullshit, ain't nobody come here for that. Now you either gonna buy something or you gonna get the fuck out. What it's gonna be. Can't do that job either. That's why I work in tech. Because when you work in tech, you ain't really got to deal with people as much. You know what I mean? You're dealing with machines. You know? Yeah, back in the day, teachers could spank folk. But now you can't really spank them. You know what I mean? But I would threaten them. And then tell your bald-headed mama. I snatch her too. That's why I can't be a teacher. There's just certain things I can't be. Like when you watch those people, like I could be like one of those anchor people, but only if I'm able to have real conversations. You understand? Because otherwise I'm going to be like, listen, like, oh, I would love to be like interviewing people like RFK Jr. or Trump, and I could be like, you're outright lying. Let's roll the bean footage. Because you're not going to keep on coming on here lying in my face. You take me for Boo-Boo the Fool. I'm not Boo-Boo the Fool. So you're going to have to tell the truth. And that's when Trump will go, well, who is Boo-Boo? I'd be like, no. It's just certain jobs I know I could never do. So I stay in my lane. Yes, I am an Aquarius. I stay in my lane, okay? I just stay in my lane. I prefer to just stay in my lane. Because my husband already be like, yeah, you be saying some wild stuff, so you can't really be every place. You know what I mean? Like yesterday, I walked in the bedroom and I said to my husband, oh my God, you need to light a candle in here. It's not like a thrift store in here. He was like, wait a minute. Oh, you're an Aquarius too? Okay, Aquarius. Look, my husband's like, wait a minute. What the fuck do you mean it smells like a thrift store in here? I said, I don't know. I mean, I just came in here and it smelled like a thrift store. And you need to do something about that. You need to light an incense or something. It's smelling real old up here. And I know you're an older person, but it's smelling real old clothing, shoe. You know how, y'all know how a thrift store smells, right? No disrespect. It did smell like a thrift store in there yesterday. It was the cologne he used. It was very oody, and it had mixed in with something else he had did in that room. And I was just like, is this the Goodwill? Yes, it had that dank smell. Teresa, the thing is, I do have a filter, but my filter, right, oud can't be by itself. You have to layer it. Bruh didn't layer it, so he smelled like old books. My husband get tired of me because, honey, I roast him too. I don't care. I don't care. He catches the work too. Listen. If you're in my vicinity, you're going to catch the work, okay? Listen, I can't help it. If it comes to me, it comes to me. You're going to have to catch it. Yes, he smelled like the library at Goodwill, though. He didn't smell like the regular library. He smelled like old books. And those of you who know what old books smell like, you know exactly the smell that I'm speaking of. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yep. What was that supposed to mean? Oh, I know what you're singing. I got one money in my pocket. I'm gonna run it. This money. This is something awesome. Hey, that was my husband yesterday. I love him, but that room did smell like a thrift store yesterday. He lit a candle shortly afterward because he was like, damn. Because my husband said to me, damn, I don't even have a rebuttal for that. I don't even know what this. I've never had somebody say I smell like a thrift store. I said, I'm sorry, I know, but it do smell real old up here. That's all I'm saying. It smells a little old up here, a little spicy. Wasn't smelling like oud yesterday. It smelled like old Nancy Drew books yesterday. Old hotel Bibles, you know. I'm like, bro, you gotta get this straight in here. Yeah, smelling real antique. Real Antique Roadshow was in there yesterday. Now, I thank you all for joining me this morning. Listen, we got, oh my goodness, we got 125,000 likes. We got 343 shares. I appreciate that. And notice I said we because we're doing it together as a community. Now, in 2 minutes, I'm going to be starting my online after show on Patreon. If you're interested in it, click the link in my bio and come on over. That's when we have the unfiltered conversation because there's a lot of things I can't talk about here on TikTok, but we can talk about over on Patreon. So we do that. Folks on Patreon, I also want you to know I finished watching that documentary yesterday, so we're going to talk a little bit about that too. That shit was crazy because it went even crazier, okay, than what I mentioned to y'all yesterday. Listen, I appreciate each and every one of you being here. I really do. I want you to know that I appreciate you. Thank you for the follow, Tweety. The one about the husband, the one I told y'all about yesterday with the husband, and the husband was recording folk. That one. The betrayal under his eye. That one. I'm gonna tell you about the rest of that one, because that shit was crazy. Listen, I love you guys. I appreciate you being here. I really, 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 really do. Okay? Just note that I really, really do appreciate you being here. I want you to remember, listen, if you like the unfiltered conversations, come on over and join us on Patreon. The link is in the profile. Okay? Listen, I will be back online this afternoon, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that's when I do my other lives, right? I love you so much. I want you to have a great day. Don't forget to check out the Straight No Chaser podcast. A new episode drops today for Patreon members, and then for everybody else on Wednesday. And then another one comes later in the week. I'm talking this week about nostalgia and how sometimes you can rewrite history with memories and filter out the things that weren't really good for you in your quest to stay in the past, and how you got to be careful and how you remember the past so you don't set yourself up for in the future. Okay? So that's the one where I'm sorry, I'm trying to fix something. So I want to thank you all for joining me on today's live. I appreciate it. I will see you live at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to do a shout out to my top 5 gifters, because I do this in every live as a thank you to you, because I thank you for your support. Number 1, Handsome Russ Nelson. Thank you so much, Handsome. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Number 2, okay, I had to fix something. Number 2, Handsome Marky. Thank you so much, Handsome. I appreciate you. Number 3, Handsome Rob. Thank you so much, Handsome. Look, we getting all the handsome gentlemen popping up in here. I appreciate that. Number 4, beautiful K, C Claire TikTok resist. Look, I'm horrible at reading names. Thank you, beautiful, for being here. Number 5, beautiful dude. Thank you, beautiful. And a special shout out to number 6, beautiful Trail. Thank you so much, beautiful. So come on over, check me out on Patreon. I am now streaming live over there from about 10:30 to 11:30. Can't wait to see you there. Love you. Listen, I'm going to tell you like I always do. Don't let nobody live rent-free in your head, y'all. Don't feed the trolls. And you can accomplish anything you put your mind to as long as you stay consistent. Peace, you guys, and I'll see you this afternoon live at 5. I love you. Bye-bye. See you there, Lori. Bye-bye. Have a great day, everybody. Look, I tried to be smooth, but it didn't work. Love you guys.